It's time for the perfect day on Disney's private island.
Disney's Castaway Cay, or simply Castaway Cay, is a private island in the Bahamas which serves as an exclusive port for the Disney Cruise Line ships. It is located near Great Abaco Island and was formerly known as Gorda Cay. Most guests going on Bahamian or Caribbean cruises can expect to stop here at Castaway Cay. Almost every cruise goes to this island and only one ship docks at a time, so it won't be overly crowded. It's totally private for Disney Cruise Line guests and is staffed with people from the ship. It was pretty wild today. They're doing testing or maintenance on the lifeboats. So they actually have one of the Disney Fantasy lifeboats is in the water right now. Isn't that wild? I've never seen a lifeboat in the water. Now, there's no doubt that every member of your family has a different idea of the best day ever in paradise. So today we're going to show you all of the different activities, food, and Disney fun that you can find on Castaway Cay so you and your family will know how to spend your time when you're there. So we are still at the room today. We just got the all ashore call, so we're about to head that way. But Castaway Cay, big day excursion. You got to make sure you have everything you need. This is the tote bag that we are bringing. What have we packed, Cassie?
We've got some sunscreens in various forms. I've got an extra cover up. We have phone covers that our phones don't get wet. We have a wet bag that came with this bag. We have our passport. This is so important. You need your passport. I don't think you can get off the ship without it.
Yeah, it's a passport or any sort of government ID.
We have our key to the world card. Every person in your party needs a key to the world card, even an infant, to get off the ship.
We're going to have a charger as well, which yes. I still need to unplug. But we will have a phone charger as well because if you're on the island all day and you're using your devices, they might die. This next part of the video is very, very important.
It's essential.
It's essential.
You cannot get off the ship without doing this first.
Exactly. There are a couple of things you really need to make sure you have with you for the disembarkation process. Okay, so maybe you don't need this to get off the ship, but we do.
Can't get off the ship without our coffee.
So we have stopped by one of the specialty coffee locations here on the Disney Fantasy here at Disney Cafe. A lot of beverages are included with your Disney cruise, like soda and juice and standard Joffrey's coffee. But if you want a specialty coffee, like iced coffee, cold brew, lattes, they have a few locations to do that on the ship, including Vista Cafe right here. Those do come at an extra fee, so you all will be paying for your coffee as usual. We have done that every single day.
Did you get a punch card? We filled up 2 punch cards.
We did fill up 2 punch cards. Basically, if you buy 5 coffees, you get your next one free. So it's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty
good deal if you
are bad with your money.
If you drink so much, if you are crazy about having specialty coffee. But Vista Cafe is where we've mostly been grabbing it because it's right off the lobby, so it's a very central location. And we're going to have these real quick and then head on to Castaway Cay. We're both drinking the Speculoos latte, which is a fall exclusive.
I'm wondering if they can make it for you other times, though, with some of the ingredients.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's using the Speculoos syrup. You could always ask if they have the Speculoos syrup. It is very, very good. The coffee's pretty high quality. I'm pretty sure it's just Joffrey's, blends. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you've got the delicious, Speculoos syrup, so it tastes like those little cookies, and then whipped cream, and these, crunchy chocolate pearl things.
It's definitely on the sweeter end, so probably not for everybody. But if you're someone who goes to Starbucks and gets that super sugary, sweet, vanilla sweetened cold brew with extra vanilla syrup, this is probably more your speed.
But I will say I can't drink super, super sweet coffees, and I've enjoyed this more. It's more of a vacation coffee for sure.
Vacation coffee. You heard of it?
You get it. Okay, so we're about to disembark the ship. We are on the first deck, the lowest deck on the ship. This deck is where you'll find the tender lobbies, aka where you will disembark for any port visits. It can depend on the day and your location, what gangways they open, so go ahead and listen to the morning announcements to make sure you know that they're open. Today there's gangway forward, aft, and midship, so we could pick any staircase to come down. I'm not going to show the actual security process just because it is a security process, but you do have to put your stuff through metal detection, just the standard what you would expect going to a concert venue. There are a few very important things to know. Every guest is required to show their key to the world card, as Anne, our assistant cruise director, has been saying from the baby to the Grammy. You also will need, that's your room key also. Even if you have a Disney Band Plus, you do need that key to the world card. You also will need a photo ID if you're above 18 years of age, so that you can show that on your way back on the ship to Bahamian port authorities. Now, depending when you get off the ship, there might be a line to get through, but I've never waited particularly long to get off the ship, and just like that, we have made it onto Castaway Cay. And look, there's Stitch over there with his lei, and Chip and Dale are out in their Castaway Cay outfits. Hi, guys.
Oh, thank you. I love your outfits. Can we take a picture?
Yeah, you guys look ready for some fun in the sun. Yeah. Now, once you arrive outside, as our assistant cruise director Ann did stress, you need to have a towel getter. This is one person in your party whose job it is to get the towels. The only place to get towels on Castaway Cay is right when you get off the ship. If you do not get towels, there are not towels elsewhere on the island. You'll have to come back over here.
And more than one person in your party can grab towels. It was just her advice to designate a responsible person. And we have decided that between Quincy and I am the responsible person.
And I'm the cool one.
In her Darth Vader cosplay.
She's done it. It's pretty hard to miss towels. There are cast members offering them up. You do not have to take any towels off the ship, as they will provide them down here, but only right here, literally like at the, would you call this like a pier? I don't think it's technically a pier. I don't think it's technically the ship is docked here, so I guess it's a dock. There are 3 ways to get around the island. You can walk, you can run, or you can tram, is what they keep saying to us. My personal preference is the tram, because the island is pretty darn big, and even the tram rides are pretty long. Now, there can be waits for the tram, depending on when you are trying to take it, especially right around when it's all ashore time and all aboard time. But we are headed onto the island. The island is pretty big, and since it's only people from your ship on the island, it's pretty much paradise. So we have a lot of fun to see today. Food to eat, drinks to drink, sun to avoid, water to swim in, fish, underwater statues. We should get hats like that, and we can all match.
I wish we could just dress so much better than us.
I know.
Oh yeah, put on sunscreen. We will.
We will.
It's sunny outside. You too, okay?
Yeah. All right, so as you can see, characters abound. We've already seen Chip, Dale, Stitch, Donald, and Captain Jack Sparrow. There will be photographers from the ship. These photos will go to shutters on board. You can buy photos individually as digital downloads or prints, or you can buy packages of digital downloads and or prints. It's a little pricey, but also cast members are happy to take photos with your devices as well. We usually do a little bit of both, so we have the option to buy if we decide to later, but then if we decide not to, we still have the pictures on our phones. Castaway Cay will also provide one of the best views of the outside of your cruise ship that you can get. As you can see, it's pretty amazing. So when you get to Castaway Cay, I highly recommend taking some photos, some family pictures with the ship in the background. We always do. So as you enter, you'll see some notes about the island, as well as a couple of different locations. This is Marge's Barges, which is one of the places that you might set off for a port excursion here. Here is the general layout of Castaway Cay. You can see the ship there on the right, and then the island is mostly sort of here on the beach, of course, and then down on the side. This is going to be the more like family-centric area. You've got private cabanas over here. We'll talk about those. The observation tower up there, and then this strip over here is Serenity Bay, the adults-only section. So we've got a lot to see, as you can probably tell. Lots of little secrets to find. So let's go.
Let's go find some secrets.
So the first big thing you'll come across when you arrive on Castaway Cay is the tram stop. In most cases, I will choose to walk over a tram because it's a little faster, but this is a long walk. It is very hot here in the Bahamas in the summer. I'm wearing a Darth Vader cosplay, so I'm sweating. So we will probably wait here for the tram to head over to the main part of the island. To answer the question, I'm dressed like Darth Vader because my skin is very sensitive to the sun. So I just wear a full... It's a swimsuit and a cover-up. It just looks like I'm dressed like Kylo Ren.
I like it.
There's also life jackets on the islands for little kiddos, but if you want sand toys, anything like that, you will need to bring them off the ship. Cassie was telling you this morning that
my Aunt Kelly used to send us like a little bucket of stuff before our cruise to get us excited. And she didn't send me one this time, so
that's weird. Aunt Kelly, what's up?
Yeah, Aunt Kelly, what was that about?
learn about this. 3 explorers set sail to the scattered out islands of the Bahamas in search of fame and fortune.
And those explorers' names
Mild
were
mishap.
Quincy and Emma.
Yeah, we actually found in Castaway Cay skeletal remains of a giant whale.
That's me.
The secret of youth. Visitors can see the original structures built by the explorers and take part in many of the same pleasures our castaways enjoyed years ago. That's cute. One thing about like Disney destinations is that they tend to have backstories, which I appreciate. Now parents, I know what you're thinking. I don't want to get off the ship. They have the kids clubs where I can drop my kids off for several hours. Well, don't you worry. They've got one on the island too.
That was your big joke?
It wasn't a joke, it was like I thought it was a clever lead-in.
She said, she was like, wait until they see this next clip. I got the best intro for this area.
Well, I think that was pretty compelling. This is Scuttle Cove. This is where you'll find youth activities here on Castaway Cay. Just like the Oceaneers Club and Lab on board, it is for ages 3 to 12, and you can drop off your kiddos, check them in, and they will be taken care of, supervised, as they have their own island fun, and maybe you go to Serenity Bay.
That's where we're going.
Super easy to just do drop off and pick up, so if your kiddo needs you, buzzes you, you can come get them.
So amazing actually that you can just like not worry about your kids.
It's amazing. I mean, that's just something that like obviously I think it's easy to take for granted, especially when you don't have kids, but to be able to drop off your kid and not have to worry that they're in good hands and they're safe and that they can reach you if they need to, that's really something special, and it's something that's really amazing about Disney Cruise Line's youth offerings, especially since they have them for so many different age groups.
This is where I go.
All right, have fun, bud.
If I get scared, can I call you?
You can call me if you need me, but remember, the other kids aren't scary, and neither are the counselors.
I'm scared.
Yeah, no, let's not.
I bite.
No biting. One thing about Castaway Cay that you have to keep in mind is that it might look beautiful. It might look relaxing and stunning. It is a ruse for you to do cardio.
It is.
The amount of cardio that I have done on Castaway Cay, like for the amount of time that I've been here, it's like 50% of the time I've been on Castaway Cay, I've been doing cardio in my life.
Kind of like Disney World, where you should probably like, you know, stretch a little before.
Yeah, cardio key. Castaway Cay is even wilder than Disney because, like, sure, there's a lot of opportunity to do a lot of walking, but there's also opportunity to bike, snorkel, swim, aqua trike, hold yourself on a tube. I don't know if parasailing engages any muscles, but like your fear will be exercised if you parasail. I know that I was really caught off guard when I was like really tired after biking and then had to go snorkeling last time.
The snorkeling is rough.
The snorkeling, you're like, oh, how relaxing and fun. Of course, Castaway Cay is going to have the necessities. You've got a first aid booth, you've got restrooms, and you can also find a lot of merchandise. So if there's anything you forgot on the ship, like sunscreen, they have beach supplies that you can buy here. Now, of course, that's going to come with a Disney Premium. You know how it is. But there's also some Castaway Cay exclusive merchandise. And that, yes, merchandise exclusive to Castaway Cay. You can't get it on the ship. You leave the island, no longer an option. If it says Castaway Cay, you can only get it on Castaway Cay. And there's some pretty cute merchandise. Look at this.
That's so cute. That would look really good on you.
I like want to take a nap in that. Oh wow.
I love this too. It's $78, but it's like it's more.
It's bigger than a typical lounge light. I do not like lounge lights, and I would carry this. So I guess I do. If you do decide to go shopping when you are on Castaway Cay, you want one of those souvenirs, the great news is you don't have to worry about carrying it around the island with you all day. If you would like, they will send anything you purchase to your stateroom to be waiting for you when you get back on the ship, which makes it a whole lot easier to want to buy. All right, we are on the first of the 2 family beaches on the island. As you can see, there are plenty of chairs, umbrellas for lounging. We are going to take a quick dip because it is so hot outside, and we've got cardio to do since we are on Cardio Cay.
You know, I do have a good excuse for why we're not doing the 5K.
What's the good excuse for why we're not doing the 5K?
When we went on this cruise, I asked the Disney Food Blog followers on Instagram what we should do on Castaway Cay. And one of the options was run the 5K, and they did not pick it.
Oh, well, if the Disney Food Blog readers didn't pick it, then we can't do the 5K.
So, like, it's not our fault.
It's if you...
I want to run the 5K.
Listen, AllEars audience, if you guys wanted to see the 5K,
The 5K?
Listen, AllEars audience, if you wanted to see the 5K, you need to take it up with the DFB audience.
Yeah.
It's their fault.
Get into it.
The water's so beautiful. Lots of families are out here having fun and playing with water toys and stuff.
I hope y'all can swim.
Oh yeah, we're gonna dunk you. Hold your breath. Good job. Good breath control. All right, the water felt really good actually once we got used to it, and then now that I'm out of the water,
I miss the water.
I miss the water because it is really blazing hot out. What month is it? Late September. It's like still really hot in the Bahamas, which I think it stays pretty warm year round. We are headed to our next destination though. Moving on from Family Beach 1 to doing another little activity. Now, if you are tired of sitting on the beach, there's a lot of like picnic table seating, and once lunch starts, that's gonna be a great place to eat. Lunch runs from 11:30 to 2, and there are 3 locations on the island where you can have lunch. There's Cookies 1, Cookies 2, and Serenity Bay BBQ. Cookies 1 and Cookies 2, well, all 3 of them are buffets. Cookies 1 and Cookies 2 serve exactly the same stuff, and Serenity Bay BBQ is over in the adults only area. It also serves similar selections, but a little bit elevated. Grabbing snacks and things works the same way on the island as it does on the cruise ship. So a lot of stuff is included, like the fruit here on this fruit stand. There's unlimited soft serve, just like on the ship. And of course, your lunch is all included and you can just go up and grab it. There are a few things that aren't included though, like the smoothies and frozen drinks. Just like on the ship, if you want to get those, you can charge it straight to your stateroom. I'm sure we will try out a couple specialty things today, just so you can see what might be worth it. We both have absolute favorites you can only get on Castaway Cay that we look forward to every time we're here, and it sucks. It's like the least accessible Disney drink ever, literally in the middle of the ocean. But for now, it is soft serve time. They've got strawberry.
I will be getting strawberry.
I think I'm gonna get just plain vanilla. Oh my gosh, look, you have a cute one of mine.
This is the first time I've ever had a cute cone.
Look how ugly mine is. It's the same soft serve as on the ship, not quite as many flavors, but they've got chocolate, vanilla, and swirl of that, and then strawberry and banana and swirl of that. I'm at the simultaneous worst and best part of the ice cream cone. Worst because you kind of have to use your teeth, but best because it's the ice cream and the cone combined. It's a hard life. They do have this fun pavilion called Into Shade games, so if you need to get some shade, you're not bored. We should play checkers later.
Because we can't do that in Disney World.
Okay, listen, you're the one who doesn't go to Tom Sawyer Island.
You don't have to tell everyone. I'm very ashamed of that.
We are continuing along the family beach. As you can see, there are so many chairs. The further you get into the island, the more likely you are to be able to find a quieter spot. Even on the family beaches for your family to spread out. Do pay attention to what the water is designated as. Some areas are designated as swimming areas. Some areas are designated exclusively as snorkeling areas. Some areas you can't do either because there might be boat traffic. So just keep an eye on that. Now, Castaway Cay is not going to be the most authentic of experiences in the Bahamas. However, you can get some like Bahamian merchandise, arts and crafts and things like that, which is pretty cool. Much of the staff might be from the Bahamas. Just obviously this isn't going to be the same as traveling to an actual Bahamian country. You're on a Disney island, so it's like a theme park island. But there is some Bahamas souvenirs if you want to take home something to show the other country you went to. All right, now it's really like under a 10-minute walk to the next tram stop. Once I get into the island, I don't take the tram as often except over to Serenity Bay because that is pretty far. But the next tram stop is right here as we've walked along the first family beach for a bit. We are actually headed to the first part of our port excursions today. So Cassie's actually doing 2 different ones, and I'm doing 1 port excursion. But the first thing we're going to do is our bike rental. This is part of the Castaway Cay Getaway package that includes bike rental, tube rental, and snorkel gear rental. So you can float, snorkel, and bike around Castaway Cay. Now you don't have to get a package to be able to do those things. In fact, you can pay for them all individually, but the package is cheaper than paying for all 3 individually. So if you want to do all 3, you should get the package. I am actually using the Extreme Castaway Cay Getaway package, which also includes a Stingray experience, which I'm very excited about because I think I'll get to pet stingrays and I think it's going to make me feel like a little kid again. I'm very excited about it.
I'm so jealous.
Yes, the DFB followers have sent Cassie on the glass bottom boat.
Glass bottom boat.
So she will be doing a glass bottom boat tour this afternoon. The Stingrays, the getaway package with the Stingrays includes all the stuff from the Castaway Cay Getaway package. The glass bottom boat does not. So she has the glass bottom boat package as well as the Castaway Cay Getaway package.
The price difference from just the Stingray experience up to the Extreme Getaway is really not that big of a jump. So I do think it's probably a good deal. However, if you are purchasing for multiple people, it can add up. Also, the Stingray experience sold out, but the Extreme Getaway Package did not. So that was also kind of a loophole to still get to do the Stingrays with it being sold out.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, the biggest thing that I like out of the Getaway Package is the tube rental, because floating in the ocean. All right, so we are about to do our bike rental, but I'm going to talk about some other cardio before we do our cardio. This is the 5K start. So one very big Castaway Cay tradition is the Castaway Cay 5K. Now, it used to be that if you were going to do the 5K, you could register on the ship and you would actually get off of the ship onto Castaway Cay before everybody else, and you would get to run the island while it was still mostly empty. Only those doing the 5K would be on here. Since the pandemic, they haven't been doing that. Instead, the 5K is at your leisure. Basically, you just come here, you check in at the bike rentals, you register with a cast member, and then you can run the 5K at your leisure. The route is marked with signs, and at the end, you get your medal. So you do get a medal for doing the 5K. It is complimentary to do the 5K, so just completing it is how you get a free medal. And there's actually a lot of fun merchandise you can grab, like car magnets or hats and things if you have completed the Castaway Cay 5K. So if you're a runner, I think that one will be really, really fun. All right, now if you do run that 5K and finish it, you get this medal. Now, it's not actually metal, it's plastic. Again, everything's complimentary, but this is actually a super cute little souvenir. I know that when Emma and Fry Bucket were here earlier this year, Fry Bucket did run the 5K, so I think it can be really fun, and it's also obviously incredibly scenic. Port excursions are linked to your room, so you do not have to have anything with you, especially for the easier ones like the bike rental. Instead, we literally just get to come to the bike rental hut, and they will check that we have the port excursion that includes bike rental. They will check out our 1 hour bike rental that's part of that Castaway Cay Getaway Package, and then we get to come pick out our bikes and go around the island. And it's 1,000 million degrees, and I'm sure this is gonna be I'm gonna be really sweaty after, but that's okay because the ocean's right over there. All right, we're grabbing our bike. They told us which ones they recommend for our height, which is these teal bikes. And we're gonna do the bike trail. He described the whole bike trail to us, and technically our bike rental is for 1 hour. But as Wilmar put it, it's on goofy time. So there's really no rush for us to get the bikes back.
I love goofy time.
Goofy time is my favorite. So he said, just take your time, enjoy. If it's a busier day on the island, they might be a little more strict to that 1 hour time limit, but the cast members will be sure to let you know. So the bike trails are relatively flat, and they're kind of a mix of shade and sun, but with the breeze it feels pretty nice. I actually do really recommend what we did this morning, where if you're gonna go on a bike ride, jump in the water first and get a little wet, so that then when you get on the bike, the breeze does a little more work than it would otherwise.
Be prepared for it to not be super relaxing or easy. As an adult, the bike ride is super relaxing and chill. We really enjoyed riding bikes last time. As a kid, I have very painful memories of us not getting very far, having trouble with the little bikes. It was a whole thing. So maybe checking your kids to the kids club and bike without them, unless they're really great at biking and won't get tired.
I'm very pro helmet, and I'm having a crisis that I'm not wearing one at this time. Because what if I go in the brush? Wear your helmet, kids, and grown-ups also wear your helmet. No, don't wear a hat. Is not a replacement for a helmet. Silly goose. We have made our way to the observation tower. I've actually never been over here. I somehow missed this.
Yeah, I've never been over here either.
I've biked on Castaway Cay every time I've come here and have never made it to the observation tower. So this is a fun new little experience. It's a pretty cute little 3-story tower, and apparently it has pretty good views. So we're gonna head up to the top. The view is really amazing out here. You can see all the way back over to the cruise ship, which looks just so huge in the distance over there. And you can see pretty much the edges of the whole island. So Castaway Cay is a private island. There's nothing else on this island but Disney's stuff. And most of Disney's stuff is pretty confined to this coast over here. Once you get out of that coast, it's just beautiful green island wildlife. We can hear bugs and birds. We saw those crazy lizards. You can see all the way out to the ocean and basically all the way to another island over there. It's just really, really cool to see. And I think the bike ride is probably the best way to experience the natural elements of this island and get this view. You can also walk here, but it's kind of a long walk. The bike ride was very quick to get out to the tower. The walk would be long. And I agree with Cassie that a kid's bike ride might be a lot harder, but this is also something that I think a lot of maybe older kids would think is really, really cool. So if you can get them out here. Okay, we are on the bike path that is just off to the side of the very end of the island. And Wilmar told us, he's the entertainment cast member who rented us our bikes, that this is his favorite part of the bike path because it's shady and a lot calmer. There's not a lot going on. And he says that there's some really beautiful, amazing views of the water at the end of it. So we're going to check it out. We also did pass by a couple of the private cabanas that are over here on Serenity Bay. You can rent private cabanas on the family beaches and on Serenity Bay, and there are private beaches exclusive to the cabanas guests. The cabanas are beautiful spaces. You can get bikes at them. I saw a couple of the cabanas have people who are biking in and out of them. It's just a great place to rest, relax, a very private space, a very expensive space, and one that does sell out. So if you're thinking about doing a cabana rental, consider doing that, booking that in advance of your trip.
Ooh, I want to get some water.
Me too.
Don't look at me right now. My hair is plastered to my forehead with sweat. Thank you.
Okay, we've each had 4 cups of water. We've experienced more of karaoke, but we have arrived at this. No.
Again?
Again. We have arrived at the very edge of the island. This is definitely the more remote part. There isn't anything out here like to access except for this little overlook at the end of Serenity Bay. You can literally see like crab tracks in the sand. It's so clear today. Yeah, I can see another island over there. And you can see all the way to Serenity Bay, which is where I think we deserve a float after this bike ride.
Me too.
On this bike ride, I've heard regular noises of panic from Cassie. Most of the time it's because her hat has blown off. But she's just having a bit of a traumatic time on the bike ride.
Do you want me to talk about the animals?
No, I don't want you to talk about the animals. Now the cabanas over here are not just guest like cabanas for the day. They also have the massage cabanas over here. So you can go and get a massage on Castaway Cay. That's something you can book through Senses Spa. But beach massage sounds pretty amazing. In fact, I feel like we goofed because this is supposed to be a perfect day and we're not getting a beach massage.
That's not on our perfect day.
Really weird, actually.
I'm gonna use the daughter's room.
Okay, have fun. So we have made it here to Serenity Bay. This is the adult beach only, and this is where you can relax away from the kiddos while they're at Scuttle Cove. It's a little bit quieter. There's often live music on the beach. There's a whole bar. The restaurant has a couple elevated offerings, and talk about serenity, you know? It's just beautiful over here. We are gonna spend some time here to grab some lunch, maybe check out the bar before we head back for some more excitement. But we think after our bike ride, we need a little bit of rest. Now you can walk to Serenity Bay. It is a long walk, so I recommend taking the tram if you are heading over here. Now in our instance, since our bike rental is on goofy time, we could just bike right over here, and that was very quick, a little easier than waiting on the tram, I would say. And we can just bike back, or there's even a bike rental location open over here today. That might not always be the case, but if that bike rental location is open, we can drop off our bikes here and then instead take the tram back. If you do have any rentals that you want to cash in on Serenity Bay, you're going to head to Windsock Hut, which is where you will find bike rentals, although that's not always the case. You can also find beach wheelchairs, and this is where you'll get your tube rentals if you are renting a tube.
We just picked up our tubes. You can have these all day, but whenever you're done, you can just bring them back.
You can also do a flat mat if you would prefer that, but we're tube girls. You'll find us at the tube singing karaoke, and you'll find us in the tube at Serenity Bay.
Oh, she's got jokes.
The snorkeling is fun. You're not gonna see like a ton of tropical fish or like reefs. There are some tropical fish, but there's no reefs or anything. It's mostly Disney has sunk like hidden treasures for you to find, including a very huge Prince Eric statue, a la The Little Mermaid, which is very cool to see.
It takes you like 10 minutes to swim out.
It does. It literally takes 10 minutes to swim out too. I did it, and then I had to swim 10 minutes back. It was horrible.
I was really bad at the snorkeling. I was having a difficult time breathing. AJ is like a beast at the snorkeling. That's her hidden talent.
Cassie, we have to get out of the water.
This is my perfect day.
No, it's everybody's perfect day, and everybody's hungry.
This video is not called Classic Perfect Day?
No, it's called The Perfect Day on Castaway Cay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Can you double check?
I named it, so. Lunch is served from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Castaway Cay. They'll remind you of this a bunch, and yet you might still forget it. Time flies when you're in a tropical paradise.
Every time.
All right, we have made our way to Serenity Bay BBQ. This is the adults-only side of the island restaurant. So it's got pretty much the same offerings as Cookies and Cookies too, but a little bit fancier. In the past, I have felt like the food on the island isn't quite as good as the food on the ship, but when you're hungry, when you're in the sun, resting in the Bahamas, drinking a delicious cocktail, you might not mind. The main event at the grill is going to be things like hot dogs, hamburgers, ribeye steak, corn on the cob. They've got rotisserie chicken. I think I'm going to do a hot dog. Feels like a hot dog day. They do have a real like fire grill out here, so your hot dogs are going to be actually grilled, which is awesome. I'm interested here. There's like tzatziki and garlic aioli. Is that weird to put on a hot dog? Can you stop me? That's what I thought. All right, so we have gotten our food. Cassie got a burger and like, is that a muffin?
It's a brownie.
Okay, a brownie.
Maybe
and then
chocolate muffin.
some cantaloupe and some chips. I went for the pasta salad, the sweet corn salad, and a hot dog that I did put garlic aioli on because I really love garlic aioli.
It's a testament that you can really make of your lunch what you want to. If you want to have a very, very weird meal, you can.
Like I said, the food here isn't going to be anything. It's not as good as the food on the ship typically, but you're hungry and it's outside barbecue food, which is kind of what you really want on a really fun outside day like today. I'm going to try my garlic aioli hot dog now. It's the last thing. I'm not going to review the Minute Maid. Maybe. The aioli and the hot dog is delicious. I will say, these hot dogs are so good. They're like the super snappy outside grilled hot dog. You can taste it there on the fire grill.
I really want to
Tasty
taste
hot
it,
dog.
but you put aioli all over it, and I'm just not sure that that's my. I'm not sure that that's my speed. So something really fun is that the cast members from the ship actually come out to Castaway Cay with you. So our servers are actually around here somewhere. I know Tomas is at this barbecue right now, but we haven't seen him. Hopefully we will. I didn't even add any lettuce or tomato or anything because I am 6 years old actually. So we're gonna try it. Honestly, that's like the perfect backyard burger. You know, whenever you go to a pool party as a kid and someone's dad's whipping up stuff on the grill and you eat that really juicy cheeseburger that's not the most amazing burger in the world, but you're so hungry and you just swam a bunch of laps around the pool and you're playing mermaids, and so it's just like the most filling, savory thing ever.
I was wondering when you were going to stop painting the picture.
Oh, did you
And
not?
you were just playing mermaids, and you were the princess mermaid whose dad was being pregnant, and your power was to control the
and
fish.
you just snorted water. You did a backflip off the diving board, hit your head, and then now there's water up your nose, and you're crying a little bit. And then you, whenever you were sitting on the side of the pool, your swimsuit starts to like stick to the side of the pool, so then it gets those little like cloth fuzzies. And then you eat a burger. That's this burger. She's trying to give me her aioli hot dog.
It's really good.
Something of Quincy's own invention.
I think you'd like it. So I can eat it? You're not going to eat it?
I'm showing them my amazing
So I can eat my burger.
condiment. Well, there's a condiment. My amazing like naked burger, no veggies,
I'm eating it.
just vibes. Yeah, you can eat your little aioli freak of nature hot dog. It probably is good, honestly. She was like, I'm not going to review my lemonade, and then she took a sip, and it was the most like tart, sour face I've ever seen. She puckered her lips.
It's regular Minute Maid lemonade, but I think they maybe have like extra mix pumping into it or something because it is aggressive.
You have aioli teeth.
All right, we are done with our lunch. I think a big tip is probably not to fill up too much when you're eating on Castaway Cay, especially if you eat like midday and still have activities later. We're just about back to return our bikes. We don't have to do anything. We literally just had to give them a wave when we dropped the bikes off. Otherwise, we're good. All right, we've made it to the tram to head to more of our excursions today. She's going to Marge's Barges. I'm going to the Stingray Hut. We're splitting up. There are cabanas in the Serenity Bay area. There's also the family cabanas. They start at around $399 for the day at Serenity Bay Beach, and that can go all the way up to a maximum cost of almost $1,300 to the Grand Family Beach Cabana that has 16 guests capacity.
This is where we park. Be safe.
You be safe.
Don't let them sting you.
Don't let the boat break.
New fear unlocked.
Once again, if you're continuing on to your Disney cruise ship, please remain on board.
All right, Bubby.
All right, Cassie did let the GFB audience choose her excursion today. They chose the glass bottom boat. So she will be doing the glass bottom boat adventure while I head to Castaway Cay's Stingray Adventure. Castaway Cay's Stingray Adventure is a part of the Extreme Getaway package. Like Cassie mentioned earlier, you can get it separately, but you can also get it as part of the package for not that much more. So our tube, our bike was included in that, as well as our snorkel gear. This beach closest to the ship is kind of like the excursion beach. You can see a lot of the fun port adventures you can book, like the aqua trike. There are people kayaking and canoeing. This little lagoon here on the side is going to be where the Stingray Adventure is. And you're checking out this hut that says Castaway Cay's Stingray Adventure.
So this might look like a little oatmeal snack, but it is not for us. It is in fact for the fishes, because when you do this, you get to feed the fishes.
Okay, an animal specialist just came and told us about the experience. He gave us the safety tips, how to walk so we don't accidentally step on the stingrays, how to protect the food we're feeding them from the fish and the birds that also want the food we're feeding them. And they also shared that all of the stingrays that are trained on this island to eat off the Mickey dinner plates do not have barbs. So barbs on a stingray are like a fingernail. They can trim them painlessly, and they do so. So they actually just trimmed these stingrays' barbs 2 weeks ago. It takes 3 to 4 years to grow back, or months. I don't know. I'm not trimming stingray barbs, but we're gonna go feed some stingrays. He also said these are the only stingrays in the world that know how to eat off a dinner plate.
Okay.
Hi. Hi, friend. Yeah. Hi. Okay. I'm in the middle of the stingray experience. We got to feed the stingrays with like shrimp and fish in our hands, and they came right up and you could pet them and they would like suck it up like a vacuum. It literally sounded like a vacuum. And then after you're done feeding them, you get to snorkel with them. So let's go see some stingrays. Really crazy, but that was so cool. You feed the stingrays and then you snorkel with the stingrays, and it's so crazy. You like get to pet them, and while we were feeding them, they were like coming up on my feet and I could feel them and everything. It was really, really cool. I'm gonna go find a bathroom and then hopefully find Cassie and try to fix this so that you don't have to look at it. We'll talk more about the stingrays. Sometimes I see comments on our YouTube videos, very sweet comments, They're like, how's your makeup stay on? How do you guys look so flawless? And after a long theme park day, the answer typically is the camera's doing us some favors and luck. I'm not pulling it off today. Castaway Cay, my makeup is not surviving it. But I am now strolling. I don't know where I'm strolling, but that's the beauty of vacation, isn't it? I know we talked a little bit about kids earlier, but there is Hideout as well, which is teens only. Now, this isn't like the kids where you check your teen in. Just like on the boat, teens can kind of opt in to go doing activities there. They're in the Navigator, so if you're a teen or a tween, you can try your Navigator to see what the edge and vibe activities are on land, which is pretty darn cool. There was also a character dance party that we wanted to do earlier, but I believe we were biking during it, and our Wi-Fi isn't really working on the island. Our service isn't working, so our Navigator updates aren't coming as often as we'd like. I am headed to hopefully find Cassie at one of our later afternoon must-dos. Now, your all ashore time and your all aboard time can vary. This morning, all ashore time was 8:30 a.m. Now, on our perfect day, we didn't quite make it out that early just because it was a little too early. And the thing about a cruise, the thing about a tropical island is that you're not rope dropping. You don't have to get there right at the start. In fact, if you wait a second, you can get your coffee and you can miss those lines of people trying to get to the island. But if you get up early, you might get the best chair. So it's kind of up to you. And the all ashore time today is 4:45 p.m. It's about 3 right now, and you'll notice the island's already a lot quieter. What a lot of people do is they come out, they get all their islanding done early, and then they're kind of tired, or they're doing their excursions in the afternoon. And the beaches, the family beaches, get a whole lot quieter. There's definitely pros and cons to when you get out here. If you're going to snorkel on Castaway Cay, we're also passing by the snorkeling beach. Now, our getaway package does include the snorkel gear rental. However, I got all snorkeled out with the rays, and though there are some cool pluses to doing the regular snorkeling in the snorkeling lagoon, it's not as cool as having the Stingrays under you. When it comes to the rays, I absolutely think that was worth it. I think that next time I cruise for fun, I will for sure be getting the extreme getaway package again, because getting to feed the rays is so stinking special. And then on top of that, you get to snorkel with them and you get a full hour to have this experience. So I think the snorkeling time was 30 to 40 minutes of snorkeling with the Stingrays. That was just spectacular. I think doing that, the bike and the tube, definitely makes that worth it to me. In the meantime, I have made it out to Pelican Point Overlook. This is a pretty hype spot for everybody, because not only do we have the very cool Castaway Cay slide that, yes, anyone can slide down, not just kids. We also have my favorite attraction on Castaway Cay, Heads Up Bar. This bar is out over the water. The vibe is just perfect. And on top of that, the drinks. So I'm gonna wait for Cassie here. This is where we said we'd meet, and hopefully she remembers that. And if not, well, bad news for our perfect day. They are closing up the Heads Up Bar a little earlier than usual, but no problem, because there are other bars that stay open later. So let's go find one. One of the bars that stays open the latest is Conked Out. So luckily, I'm gonna be able to have my tropical beach drink. All right, I got the Conch cooler. This is a pineapple orange guava juice rum frozen concoction. It is my favorite frozen drink of all time. I literally think about this all the time. I tried to make it at home. I can't pull it off. Something about it here. They really just put something in this. My actual perfect day might be just the Stingray experience, floating in Serenity Bay and drinking too many of these. But I would like to do it with Cassie. And we have no way of contacting each other, and she has my ID to show to the Bahamian authorities to get back on the ship. So a mistake not to make is giving your friend your ID to show the Bahamian authorities to get back on the ship. She's returned.
The bar's closed.
Yeah, I tried to send you a message, but I couldn't.
I can send you a message.
Yeah.
I thought we were about to go. I need my drink.
Oh, go ahead. They closed in 5 here, so you just made it. Now, all aboard time is 4:45. It's about 3:45, so that's about an hour. Now, you'll notice the island's pretty much empty. Most people have started to head back, and that's because you cannot be late for all aboard time. That's like the most important thing in the world. So a lot of people just play it safe and go a little early. We are going to play it safe, ish. And by that, I mean we're going to make sure we get on the boat. But we are just headed into the water for a little bit of a last hurrah. We've got our drinks. Cassie went with the chuka, which is a virgin pina colada with caramel, and then she also went for the something sunset, Castaway Sunset.
I'm just holding this for someone else. You're watching this, Dad.
Okay, they're both for me. I have a second conch cooler, maybe. It's fine. She took a long time. Okay.
This is work.
That's like, I like want that to be a meme, but it would make no sense to anyone but me. Like you holding a drink in each hand, going like, I'm working. I'm working. Give me the I'm working here face. Yeah, that's what I want. Thank you. Okay. A great way to know that you make it on the boat is when you hear the boat's horn, which sounds like when you wish upon a star. If you hear that, that signals the last tram. So that's when you want to start heading very quickly towards the ship.
If you hear that when you're not on the ship,
be on the ship.
be scared.
Yeah. So our goal is to be at least close to the ship by the time we hear that. But we have time to sit in the ocean still, and we're not the only ones. So don't judge us. If you like this video, if you wish you were sitting right there next to Cassie, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now go watch our perfect day on the Disney Fantasy. We'll see you there.
I always say it really obnoxious, don't I?
Yeah, you kind of say it like AJ would. It's time for the perfect day on Disney's.
I didn't know we were doing it together. I thought it was my line.
No, it's my line.
Okay, start. Oh, it's your line?
Yeah, you don't have to sit. You can just be excited. Unless you want to do it together.
How about I take this one solo? It's time for the perfect day on Disney's private island.
I mean, that was really good, so.
Thank you. Sorry.
Let's try it together.
I'll be excited this time.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.